Free NFL picks. This is action here for Sunday, September 24th. Tony T, our NFL pick show here for Sunday's action, features all 13 games. Before we get into just a couple things, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free NFL picks updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports like college football, like Major League Baseball. NBA is coming up shortly. And of course, and as well as hockey. We have lots of live shows over our channel with lots of cappers getting out picks, making it a great time to subscribe. And also, if you would support our channel with that like, that thumbs up, we greatly appreciate it. Then visit Tony'sPicks.com. We are a multi-capper site showcasing top cappers in our industry. Click the links to the hot cappers. Get signed up to hot cappers like Ramon Scott, Joseph Schultz up there as well. Collins Brown the last 30 days has been hot. Yours truly. Nick Fartini, Pravi really hot the last 7 days. Collins we've talked about, Pravi, Hollywood Sam hitting those leaderboards. Click the links, get signed up to our long-term passes. You'll find our latest premium picks here, center of the page. Links for our best bets. Of course, our $15 promotional item up there, as well as our multi-packs offering great value. We'll be locked and loaded here for Sunday, so go ahead and get signed up. As you'll scroll, you may purchase our plays a la carte from that pick ticker. There you'll find team versus team information. Occasionally you'll see those green late steams. We do allow our cappers to release plays late. Late steams are released between 5 minutes and 2 hours before game time. With loads with the late information in there, so keep an eye on those green plays there. Also available, included in long-term pass subscriptions. And you can save 20% off all premium pick packages when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Access our page by clicking the link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, get signed up. We always welcome your comments. You can always post your picks in the comments as well. You can apply as a capper on our homepage. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get this one started. Chargers and Vikings NFL pick. Here we go. This one is on Sunday. Los Angeles running back Austin Eckler out on defense. A linebacker out with Bosa questionable. Joey Bosa. The Vikings center questionable with the linebacker on defense out. Los Angeles fell to 0-2, a 27-24 road overtime defeat to the Tennessee Titans. Chargers rushed for only 3 yards a carry. They surrendered 4 yards per rush to the Titans with 200 yards passing on 24 attempts. Justin Herbert, 27-41 for 305 yards with 2 touchdowns. Los Angeles defense allowed 3 of 4 red zone conversions. Running back Austin Eckler with an ankle missed the game. Chargers registered 5 sacks. Now Minnesota 0-2. A 34-28 road defeat on Thursday night to the Philadelphia Eagles. Vikings ground game generated only 28 yards on 9 carries. The team allowed the Eagles over 5 yards per rush with 171 passing on 23 attempts. Vikings had a -3 turnover margin with 4 lost fumbles. Kirk Cousins 31-44 for 364 yards and 4 touchdowns. Cousins at home 27-15 straight up. Vikings are passing for 337 yards a game with 7.7 yards per attempt. Los Angeles 32nd and last in the league in total defense, yards allowed per completion and yards allowed per pass attempt. The Vikings performed better on the defensive side of the ball and against the pass. Good third down performance on offense and defense. Of course, this is back-to-back road games here for the Chargers. Extra rest from Minnesota, having played 2 Thursdays ago. Play here Minnesota plus the 1. Saints and the Packers NFL pick. Here we go. Sunday. Saints running back Jamal Williams out. On defense, a corner is questionable. Green Bay running back Aaron Jones and receiver Christian Watson questionable. Their left guard is out with the left tackle questionable. On defense, the Packers corner questionable. New Orleans 2-0 after their 20-17 road win at Carolina. The Saints rushed for over 4 yards per attempt. They limited the Panthers to 239 yards with 139 passing on 33 attempts. Derek Carr, 21 of 36 for 228 yards with an interception. He averaged 6.3 yards per attempt. Green Bay fell to 1-1 with their 25-24 road defeat to the Atlanta Falcons. Packers get outscored 13-0 in the final quarter. The team rushed for 4 yards a carry. They gave up nearly 5 yards per rush to the Falcons with 235 passing yards on 32 attempts. Jordan Love, 14 of 25 for 151 yards and 3 touchdowns. He averaged just 6 yards per attempt. Without his lead back, Derek Carr will be under pressure to boost in the passing game. Green Bay is 7th in opponent's completion rate. New Orleans is allowing 5 yards per rush this season. The Saints have been effective in red zone and third down defensively. Taysom Hill has converted 5 first downs, so he adds a wrinkle to this offense. Quarterback accuracy is an issue for Green Bay so far in a run game that's producing only 3.3 yards a carry. Packers defense was effective on third down and red zone play. Play here will be New Orleans and Green Bay to go under 42. Texans and the Jaguars NFL pick for action on Sunday. Houston has a left tackle on offense out. Defensively, their middle linebacker and free safety out. Jacksonville receiver Zay Jones out. On defense, their nose tackle and wide linebacker questionable. Houston drops to 0-2, a 31-20 home defeat to the Indianapolis Colts. Texans gained just 2 yards on the carry on the ground with ball moving through the air. They surrendered over 5 yards per rush to the Colts with 227 passing yards on 33 attempts. C.J. Stroud, 30 of 47 for 384 yards with 2 touchdowns and 8.2 yards per pass attempt. Jacksonville 1-1 with their 17-9 home defeat to the Kansas City Chiefs. Jaguars rushed for over 4 yards a carry. They allowed nearly 5 yards per rush to the Chiefs with 298 yards passing on 41 attempts. Trevor Lawrence completed 22 of 41 for 216 yards and 5.3 yards per pass attempt. Houston struggling on the ground with 2.5 yards per rush, which is last in the NFL. Stroud averaging only 5.9 yards per pass attempt. Texans allowing opposing quarterbacks to complete 76% of their passes. That's an issue facing Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars coming off a loss. Texan defense is 29th on third down and red zone. Jaguars doing a good job of forcing turnovers on defense and getting off the field on third down. Play here Jacksonville minus 7.5. Titans and the Browns NFL pick. Here we go. On Sunday, Tennessee receiver DeAndre Hopkins questionable and a left guard is out. On defense, defensive end is questionable. Cleveland lost running back Nick Chubb for the season. On defense, the corner is out. Tennessee improved here to 1-1 after their 27-24 home victory in overtime. To the Los Angeles Chargers, this broke an 8-game losing streak dating back to last season. The Titans rushed for 4 yards per carry. They limited Los Angeles to 3 yards per rush with 281 yards passing on 41 attempts. Ryan Tannehill went 20 of 24 for 246 yards with a touchdown and averaging 10.3 yards per pass attempt. He had a touchdown pass with no interceptions and rushed for a touchdown. Tannehill bounced back after throwing 3 interceptions at New Orleans in the opener. Cleveland 1-1 with their 26-22 road defeat on Monday night. To the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Browns gave up 2 defensive touchdowns. Cleveland lost running back Nick Chubb to a season-ending injury. They rushed for 5.6 yards a carry. They limited the Steelers to just over 2 yards per rush with 200 yards passing on 30 attempts. Deshaun Watson went 22 of 40 for 235 yards with a touchdown and interception. He averaged 5.9 yards per pass attempt. Watson is struggling in the passing game with 55% completion rate and 5.1 yards per pass attempt. Browns defense has been outstanding, sitting second in the league by allowing 198 yards a game. Tennessee 26th on third down and red zone conversions, but the defense has been outstanding in that front. Cleveland 30th offensively on third down. Their defense is the best in the league on third down and red zone. Play here Tennessee and Cleveland under 38.5. Colts and the Ravens NFL pick here for action on Sunday. Indianapolis quarterback Anthony Richardson out, as is their center. A left guard is questionable. On defensive corner is questionable. Baltimore has their running back Justice Hill and receiver Beckham out. Their left tackle and center out. On defense, the Ravens are without a linebacker, free safety, and corner. Indianapolis improves to 1-1, a 31-20 road win at the Houston Texans. Colts stormed out that 28-19 halftime lead. The team rushed for 5 yards a carry. They limited the Texans to 2 yards per carry with 337 yards passing on 47 attempts. Indy was 4 of 4 inside the red zone with Houston at 1 of 4. Anthony Richardson was 6 of 10 for 56 yards. He left the game here due to a concussion and is questionable. Gardner Minshew relieved and went 19 of 23 for 171 yards and a touchdown. Baltimore 2-0 after that 27-24 road win at the Bengals. Ravens ran for over 4 yards a carry. They limited the Bengals to just over 4 yards per rush with 216 passing yards on 41 attempts. Lamar Jackson 24 of 33 for 237 yards and 2 touchdowns and 7.2 yards per pass attempt. Gardner Minshew starts for Indianapolis and has experience. Baltimore defense holding teams at 275 yards. Colts holding foes at 2.6 yards per attempt on the ground, but the Ravens are struggling to get off the field on third down, sitting 28th. Their offense is tops in third down conversion and 7th in the red zone. Colts converting well inside the red zone. Indianapolis pass defense has been poor. Minshew has experience here. Play here Indianapolis and Baltimore over 43.5. Broncos and Dolphins NFL pick for action on Sunday, Denver's healthy. Starters on offense. On defense, their free safety out. Dolphins receiver Waddle was questionable, as is their left tackle. On defense, a nose tackle and linebacker are questionable. Denver fell to 0-2, a 35-33 home defeat to the Washington Commanders. Broncos rushed for 5 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 5 yards per rush to the Commanders with 266 yards passing on 39 attempts. They surrendered 3 of 3 inside the red zone. Denver -2 turnover margin. Russell Wilson, 18 of 32 for 308 yards with 3 touchdowns and an interception. The Broncos failed to hold a 21-3 lead in the second quarter. Denver allowed 7 sacks and missed a 2-point conversion, an attempt to move the game into overtime. Miami improved to 2-0, 24-17 road victory to New England. Dolphins gained nearly 5 yards per rush. They allowed 3.5 yards a carry to the Patriots with 200 passing yards on 42 attempts. Tua Tagovailoa, 21 of 30, 249 yards with a touchdown and interception. He averaged 8.3 yards per attempt. Big rushing performance by Raheem Mostert. Of course, Broncos 0-2, the desperate angle here to play, get in points. Denver is having success running the football with 4.8 yards per carry. Dolphins defensively allowing 72% completion rate, 4.9 yards per rush. Broncos hold teams to just 324 yards a game with their losses by 2 points or fewer. Miami defense, 30th on third down and red zone conversions. Play here, Denver plus 6.5. Patriots and the Jets, NFL pick. Here we go, Sunday. New England left and right guard are questionable on offense. On defensive corner is out. Jets left tackle on offense out. Defensively, a safety out and defensive end questionable. New England fell here to 0-2, a 24-17 home defeat to Miami. Patriots fell behind 17-3 at the half. The team rushed for 3.5 yards per attempt. Defensively, they allowed the offense nearly 5 yards a carry on the ground with 244 yards passing on 30 attempts. Mac Jones, 31 of 42 for 231 yards with a touchdown and interception. He averaged just 5.5 yards per attempt. New York 1-1, a 30-10 road defeat to the Dallas Cowboys. The Jets rushed for 4 yards a carry. They surrendered over 3 yards a carry to the Cowboys with 248 passing yards on 38 attempts. Jets held possession of the football just 18 minutes in the 60-minute game. New York defense was on the field for 82 plays. Zach Wilson, 12 of 27 for 170 yards with a touchdown and 3 interceptions. He averaged just 6.3 yards per attempt. Jets defense, had issues here by allowing 20th in the league, allowing 348 yards a game. The Jets sits 29th in total offense, averaging just 252 yards a game. Patriots defense holding opponents to 320 yards a game, and the Patriots top half offensively and defensively on third down. They're 4th best offensively in the red zone. New York has turned the ball over 5 times in 2 games. They are 31st and second last in the NFL offensively on third down as well as red zone. Desperate 0-2 angle again once in play here. So the play here will be New England -2.5. Bills and Commanders NFL pick. Here we go. Action on Sunday. Buffalo offensive, defensive starters are healthy. Commanders tight end Logan Thomas out. Defensively, the starters are healthy. Buffalo improved to 1-1. A 38-10 home victory to Las Vegas. Bills outscored the Raiders 17-0 in the second half. They rushed for over 5 yards a carry. Defensively, they limited the Raiders to 55 yards rushing with 185 passing on 24 attempts. Bills were 5 of 7 inside the red zone. Josh Allen completed 31 of 37 for 274 yards with 3 touchdowns. He averaged 7.4 yards per attempt. He didn't commit a turnover and didn't run for much yardage. Washington improved to 2-0, a 35-33 road victory to the Denver Broncos. Commanders overcame a 21-3 second half deficit. The team rushed for 5 yards a carry. They did allow Denver to run as well for 5 yards per attempt with 277 passing yards on 32 attempts. Commanders were 3 of 3 inside their red zone and had a +2 turnover margin. Sam Howell went 27 of 39 for 299 yards and 2 interceptions. He averaged 7.7 yards per pass attempt. Buffalo in their lone road game were beat at the Jets, who utilized a backup quarterback for most of the game. Commanders are 11th in total defense by defending the pass well. Buffalo defense is 18th on third down. Washington defense ranks 6th on third down and 3rd inside the red zone. Howell is completing 66% of his passes with 7.2 yards per attempt. Play here Washington +6. Falcons and Lions NFL pick for action on Sunday. Atlanta starters are healthy. On defense, a corner is questionable. Lions running back Montgomery doubtful. A left tackle and right tackle are out. Receivers Brown and Reynolds are questionable. On defensive safeties out. Atlanta 2-0 after their 25-24 home victory to the Green Bay Packers. Falcons rushed with the football for 211 yards. They allowed Green Bay 4 yards per rush with 140 passing yards on 25 attempts. Desmond Ridder 19 of 32 for 237 yards with a touchdown and interception. He did rush for 39 yards and a touchdown. Detroit fell to 1-1, a 37-31 home overtime defeat to the Seattle Seahawks. The Lions rushed for under 4 yards a carry. They limited the Seahawks to just over 3 yards per rush with 311 yards passing on 41 attempts. Jared Goff completed 28 of 35 for 323 yards with 3 touchdowns and an interception. He averaged 9.2 yards per attempt. The Lions had a -3 turnover margin. Goff 15-10 to the spread as the home favorite. The Falcons have the 29th ranked passing game and pretty much one-dimensional. Lions have held opponents to 3.6 yards per rush. Detroit 4th in total offense. Falcons 26th offensively on third down. Lions offensively sit 3rd in the red zone. It's the first road game for Atlanta. In Ritter's 2 road games last year, he completed 59% of his passes, but only 5.3 yards per attempt, losing both games. Play here Detroit -3. Panthers and Seahawks NFL pick here for action on Sunday. Bryce Young for Carolina out. Andy Dalton gets the start. On defensive linebacker questionable. Seahawks receiver DK Metcalf questionable, as is their right guard. Seattle left tackle out. On defensive corners doubtful with both safeties questionable. Their nose tackle questionable as well. Carolina 0-2 after a 20-17 home defeat on Monday night to the New Orleans Saints. The Panthers did rush for 5 yards a carry with really poor numbers in the passing game. They surrendered over 4 yards per run to the Saints with 207 yards passing on 37 attempts. Bryce Young did not play. Andy Dalton, the starter quarterback. Dalton has taken reps with the first team this week. The veteran played in 14 games with the Saints last year, completing 56% of his passes with 18 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He averaged 7.6 yards per attempt. Seattle improved to 1-1, a 37-31 road win at Detroit Lions. In overtime, the Seahawks rushed for over 3 yards a carry with success in the passing game. On defense, they allowed under 4 yards per rush to the Lions with 316 yards passing on 35 attempts. The team was 4 of 5 inside the red zone. Geno Smith, 32 of 41 for 328 yards with 2 touchdowns and 8 yards per pass attempt. Seattle had a +3 turnover margin. Panthers are last in passing offense. Andy Dalton is turnover prone. Seahawks are giving up 422 yards a game with struggles defending the pass. Panthers defense is struggling in the red zone. The Seahawks offense was 4th in the red zone. Now on defense, they sit 32nd on third down, 31st in the red zone. Play here Carolina +5.5. Cowboys and Cardinals NFL pick for Sunday. Dallas left tackle, center, and right guard are questionable. Diggs, of course, got their player out for the season. Cardinals starters are healthy on offense. Defensively, the linebackers out with the defensive tackle questionable. Dallas moved to 2-0, a 30-10 home victory to New York Jets. Cowboys rushed for 4 yards a carry. They limited the Jets to 64 rushing yards with 151 passing on 27 attempts. Dak Prescott hit on 31 of 38 for 255 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 6.7 yards per attempt. Cowboys were 2 of 6 inside the red zone and had a +4 turnover margin on the strength of 3 interceptions. Arizona 0-2 with their 31-28 home defeat to the New York Giants. Cardinals blew a 28-7 lead in the third quarter. The team ran for 5 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed nearly 5 yards per carry to New York with 312 yards passing on 37 attempts. Joshua Dobbs, 21 of 31 for 228 yards and a touchdown. He did rush for 41 yards and a touchdown and averaged 7.4 yards per attempt. The Cardinals surrendered 4 of 5 red zone conversions to the Giants. Arizona downfield passing struggled here at 5.6 yards per attempt. They are rushing for 4.6 yards a carry. Cowboys' top defensive team in the NFL, allowing 193 yards a game. Dallas has been balanced this year on offense, 5.5 more rushes than passes. Cowboys talented on defense, sitting 3rd on third down, best in the red zone. The offense is converting 4th best on third down. Cardinals' offense and defense struggles on third down. Red zone, their offense sits 27th. Play here, Dallas -12.5. Bears and the Chiefs. NFL pick. Here we go. Sunday. Chicago guard questionable on defensive. Free safety is out. Kansas City running back Pacheco and receiver Tony are questionable. On defense, their middle linebacker out with outside linebacker questionable. Chicago 0-2 after a 27-17 road defeat at Tampa Bay. The Bears rushed for over 4 yards a carry with production lacking in the passing game. They allowed over 3.5 yards per rush to the Buccaneers with 317 passing yards on 34 attempts. The Bears had a -2 turnover margin. Justin Fields completed 16 of 29 for 211 yards with a touchdown and 2 picks. Fields averaged 7.3 yards per attempt. One of Fields' interception was returned for a Bucs touchdown. It was a bad look and also had a lost fumble. Kansas City 1-1, a 17-9 road win at Jacksonville. Chiefs rushed for 4.5 yards a carry. They limited the Jags to 74 rushing yards along with 197 passing on 42 attempts. KC had a -2 turnover margin. Patrick Mahomes 29 of 41 for 305 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. He averaged 7.4 yards per attempt. Bears offense struggling, sitting 26 in total offense. Chiefs have been strong in run defense. The Bears averaging only 5.4 yards per pass attempt. Chicago 31st in the NFL in yards allowed per completion at 13.5 and yards attempted per pass at 9.1 yards there. So you could see the defense giving up a lot of big plays there. Chicago did not force a turnover on defense. They sit 31st on third down defending. On offense, they sit 21st. KC defense 6th on third down, 3rd in red zone play here. Kansas City -12.5. Steelers and Raiders NFL pick. Here we go. Sunday night. Pittsburgh healthy starters on offense and defense. Raiders have healthy starters on offense. Defensively, a defensive end is questionable. Pittsburgh improved to 1-1, a 26-22 home victory on Monday night to the Cleveland Browns. The Steelers rushed for only 55 yards. They allowed Cleveland to rush for 5.5 yards a carry with 210 passing yards on 40 attempts. Pittsburgh had a +2 turnover margin. Kenny Pickett, 15 of 30 for 232 yards with a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Pickett averaged 7.4 yards per attempt. The team did convert 2 defensive touchdowns on a fumble and interception return. Las Vegas 1-1 after a 38-10 road defeat at Buffalo. Raiders gained 55 yards rushing. On defense, they surrendered 183 rushing yards to the Bills with 267 yards passing on 37 attempts. Jimmy Garoppolo 16 of 24 for 185 yards with a touchdown and 2 interceptions. He averaged 7.7 yards per attempt. The Steelers were 31st in total offense and played their first road game. Their ground game is producing 3.1 yards per rush to support their young quarterback. Raiders hold opponents to 7.5 yards per completion, 6.1 per attempt. Raiders offense sits 30th in the NFL, though. They have been running heavily, but rushed for only 2.6 yards a carry with good performances in the passing game. But the Steelers, the defense is 30th in the league. They're giving up 400 yards a game, 5.6 yards per rush. Short week for Pittsburgh. The Steelers sit 29th on third down offensively, 21st in red zone. Raiders offense has moved the chain, sitting 8th on third down. The Steelers averaging just 13.2 points per game with Pickett as a road underdog, and in a road underdog spot, Pickett just 5.9 yards per pass attempt. Play here Las Vegas, -2.5. All right, that was our NFL Pick Show here for action on Sunday. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free NFL picks updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports like college football, like Major League Baseball. Many of the major sports are coming up. NHL, NBA not too far away. Lots of live shows over our channel like Morning Steam at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And of course, Monday through Friday, it's Midday Plays with Mindy and Tiffany. All right, we'll have plays throughout the afternoon and evening. As always, lots of picks on our channel. Tony T, we'll talk to you guys soon.